been so long. It's been a minute since I was getting 100 packs of these. I think it was Hairline. I'm not sure. I'll blame them. I submitted my Form 637 to the IRS. For the second time. I think I'm gonna call them just to let everyone get in on the party. So we got a 2461 size 1. We got a medium brass cone head. Now putting lead on. Or do this, do tungsten. Hold on, I gotta check my phone real quick.
To continue in English, press 1. Para continuar en español, oprima 2. Be careful not to fall victim to IRS impersonation scams. The real IRS will not call, email, or text you.
Alright, we'll get back to that in a second.
Nor will we call about taxes owed without first having mailed you.
Before we put lead on, just a couple wraps here.
Credit card, debit card, or prepaid card information over the telephone.
I'm going right in the middle of the shank.
Information on how to report and protect yourself from tax scams and identity theft. Go to www.irs.gov and type
7, 8
the word
wraps.
tax scam. We apologize for your delay. Our customers are answered in the order received, so please do not hang up. The next available representative will be with you as soon as possible. You will need an employer identification number to file your excise tax returns. Refer to www.irs.gov
This is what I wanted to show you.
for information on obtaining an employer identification number. It takes up to 2 weeks before your employer identification number becomes part of the IRS's permanent record. Therefore, you must wait 14 days before you can file an electronic return, make an electronic payment, or pass an IRS taxpayer identification number matching program. For updates concerning excise tax, press 1. To obtain a tax form, press 2.
Here's a good one.
If you know the 6-digit, you may download forms from the IRS website at www.irs.gov, or you may call 1-800-829-3676 from inside the United States. Again, the web address is www.irs.gov, and the forms order number is 1-800-829-3676. Again, that number is 1-800-829-3676. If this information answers your questions, press 1. To return to the main menu, press 6. You will need an employer identification number to
So
file
you have
your
to
excise tax return.
I've done this so many
Refer
times.
to
You have to listen to the whole thing.
www.irs.gov for information on obtaining an employer identification number. It takes up to 2 weeks before your employer identification number becomes part of the IRS's permanent record. Therefore, you must wait 14 days before
we're
you
gonna do
file
some
an
Flashaboo.
electronic return, make an electronic payment, or pass an IRS taxpayer identification number matching program. For updates concerning excise tax, press 1. To obtain a tax form, press 2. If you know the 6-digit extension of the party you're trying to reach, press 3. For questions concerning Form 2290, Heavy Highway Vehicle Use Tax, press 4. For questions about a fuel tax claim,
Why
press
not?
5. The annual tax period for Form 2290 is July 1st to June 30th. If you have a vehicle on the road during the month of July, you are required to file your annual period Form 2290 by August 31st. For vehicles put on the road after the tax period begins, you are required to file a partial tax period Form 2290 by the end of the month following the month the vehicle was put on the road. Your filing deadline is not tied to your vehicle registration date. Regardless of your vehicle's registration date, filing your Form 2290 must be done for the annual tax period between July 1st and August 31st, or by the end of the month following the month a new vehicle is put on the road. The fastest way to file your Form 2290 and receive a stamped Scheduled 1 is to file your return electronically. You will have access to your Schedule 1 within minutes of your return being accepted by the Internal Revenue Service.
You can't.
Electronic filing of your Form 2290.
You can't stop it. So you press one thing, and it just goes.
If you are reporting less than 25 vehicles,
I think we're gonna go. We're gonna go heavy flash on this one.
return on paper and mail it to the address in the form instructions. Regulations for the Heavy Highway Vehicle Use Tax went into effect July 1st, 2015, in regards to a change to the calculation for the tax liability when a buyer purchases a second-hand vehicle from a seller who has.
I mean, how many people
Please review the Form 22
are calling and having anything answered by this?
Visit our website,
And then they just forward you to the...
irs.gov/trucker for the last information on Form 2290. For a stamped Schedule 1, vehicle identification number correction, or a change in your vehicle's status, press 1. For information about filing or other Form 2290 inquiries, press 2.
Holy shit, that's it?
You must make a selection from the following options. For a stamped Schedule 1, vehicle identification number correction, or a change in your vehicle's status, press 1. For information about filing or other Form 2290 inquiries, press 2. In order to assist you, several questions will be asked.
Here we
to
go.
verify
This is the
your
good stuff.
identity. Additional questions.
Alright,
may
now we
be
got
asked
some
later.
wire.
Please have your federal employer identification number and your tax return available. Thank you for your patience. Due to limited staffing, wait times may be long. We are still working toward resuming normal operations. If you have sent us information recently, it may take an extended period of time before we can respond. However, we are making every effort to review our backlog mail receipts. You may want to consider calling back on a later date for an update. Your call may be monitored or recorded for quality purposes. Please hold while your call is transferred. The Internal Revenue Service is pleased to announce the Form 2290 Heavy Highway Vehicle Use Return for the tax year beginning July 1st will be on a normal filing schedule. The return will be due August 31st for filers whose vehicle is first used on a public highway in July. XIV filing available for Form 2290.
Do you think this causes suicide?
Form 2290 electronically will give you access to Schedule 1 within minutes of your return.
Like someone's
accepted by the IRS.
in crippling
If you
debt
file a
and...
return reporting 25 or more vehicles, electronic filing of your Form 2290 is mandated. If you are reporting fewer than 25 vehicles, you may use these
They just
files
want to
or
talk
you
with
can
someone.
file
They
a
just
return
want
on
to talk with
paper
someone because
and
they've
mail
got
it
their
to the
form
address
mailed
in the
in
form
and they just
instructions.
want to...
You may visit
Did
our
you guys
website,
get it? I faxed it.
www.irs.gov/trucker for the latest information on Form 2290.
And you got folks there.
We estimate your wait time to be between 30 and 60 minutes.
Well, that's the first time I've ever
Wait
heard
on
that.
hold. We can call you back when it's your turn. To receive a call back, press 1. Please hold while your call is transferred to our callback service.
Alright.
Please enter the a 10-digit phone number where you would like to receive the call back.
This is
You
exciting.
will receive your call back at 51354300119.
Call me to book a
If this
trip.
is correct, press 1. To enter a different number, press 2. You will receive your call back in 57 minutes from now. Please note, your call back will come from a West Virginia phone number with the area code 304. Goodbye.
57 minutes. Alright, I'm sorry. No one should have to be put through that, but since I am, everyone else should suffer too. So we got two-tone rabbit, ice dub, wire. This is Barr. This is John Barr's Slumpbuster. Sort of, kind of a variant. Trigger warning. I used the word variant. How many fucking articulated buggers can you tie? Call it a different fly. You say what? Man, these two-tone, these two-tone pieces of bunny. So you can tie this in. I was even going to say in super glue, but you can probably avoid the super glue. And this is brassy wire, mostly just because I had brassy and red. And I don't know, I'm kind of regretting my decision. But in life, we don't have right or wrong decisions, we have decisions. And then we choose how we handle life afterwards. So I'm choosing to not be a bitch about it. I like it. I like it. Convince myself that I like it. That's one route you can take when you make a decision and you say, oh, fuck, that was wrong. You can say, actually, I like this. You don't have to, you just repeat it enough. And you will believe. Lie to yourself long enough. This red is better than what a small copper would have been. I am going pretty hard on that. You can probably see the rabbit getting squished a little bit. Antwerp, Ohio. No way is this happening. Ellis Ward.
Hello, I'm looking for the owner at Ellis Ward Guide Service.
Yes.
How's it going there, sir? My name is Nick. The reason for my call is we handle the local map sections on the front page of Google. Are you familiar with local maps?
Local. Am I about to? Are you going to ask me to pay for something?
No, sir. I just grab the product, and if you want to go in, then that's on you. Hello, Ellis?
Yeah.
Okay, so we actually handle the local map sections for the front page of Google. You haven't been familiar with that, sir?
The local map section of the front page of Google. Yeah. Are you? Do you work with Google?
Yes. Okay, so we actually have a front page position that just became available in the area, and so it's our job to put the
7 years.
Okay, 7 years. Would you be able to take on like an increase in your business, just meaning more people going to you for your services? Uh,
Yes.
okay, great. All right, I'm gonna give you some listing details, sir. If you like what you hear, super easy to go ahead and get you set up. What's your name, sir? Is it Ellis?
Yeah, Ellis, Ellis.
Okay.
I'm on hold.
Thanks for holding, Ellis. My name is Phil. I'm the listing specialist here. How's your day going so far?
Going all right. You?
Oh, it's another day in paradise. It's Thursday. It's one more Monday till Friday. Think I'm gonna make it, Ellis.
That's a good one.
How's the weather?
I haven't heard one more Monday till Friday in a couple years, but that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it is. It's my go-to. So,
All
how's
right,
the
I'm
weather
doing a
treating you in
dubbing
Johnson
loop
City
here.
today, Ellis?
You said what now?
I said, how's the weather treating you in Johnson City today?
Oh, it's treating me all right.
Good deal. Good deal. Good day for the water, at least.
Yeah, about to get out.
All right, excellent. Well, I'll keep this short and sweet for you, Ellis, and I'll go over the listing details with you and answer any questions you might have. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, Ellis, what you're being offered today are 10 different keywords and search phrases that will link directly to your already existing Google My Business profile. So the way it works is when anybody is in Johnson City or the surrounding region, they pull up their smartphone, they hop on Google, they're looking for an inshore trout charter, muskie charter, striper charters, any of the services that you provide. Ellis Ward Guide Service will always appear as a top 3 option on the front page of Google in the local map section. You familiar with that area of Google and how it populates on the front page?
And
All right, perfect. The reason that we place you there, Ellis, we find of everybody going onto Google looking for services like yours, 92% of those people are making their buying decision within those first 3 options. People, and especially nowadays, they don't like to spend a whole lot of time on the internet to search for things. So they type what they need into Google, and they call whoever's on the front page. And to make it easy for you to track all of your newer interactions, we provide you with a client dashboard so you can track everything. For instance, you can see what keywords people are using to find your business the most versus the least. So you can really focus on filling any gap in business you can handle. Does that make sense?
yeah, to the extent that this is a third party layered on top of, or in addition to what I already have working with Search Console and Google Analytics. So is this
Yes,
a separate company from Google?
it is. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're a third party. We're what's called a data service provider. We share what's called an API partnership with the Google platform, and that's an application programming interface. It's a long way of saying that it allows 2 pieces of software to communicate with one another. At the end of the day, Google is a server, which is a computer. It recognizes zeros and ones. So we have a method that basically tells the algorithm, Google's algorithm, that you're far more relevant or active than the other charters in your area or guide services, which when optimized with one Google My Business profile, because we're only allowed to work with one guide service in one area at one time. Once the algorithm recognizes how relevant or how much more activity your business is showing by creating content online for your business, essentially expanding your fingerprint online, right? We put your information where Google goes to for information, right? And once that is recognized, then it drastically affects in how you rank organically in the local map section. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean I'm pretty much neck deep in this. I spent a decade working in consulting and data analytics. Um,
Perfect.
so
Yeah. So that you're able to unpack it a lot better than probably the majority of the business owners that I talk to because you have a background in this.
yeah, so what's the I had heard being in the top 3 is that How is that a guarantee?
Well, just to reiterate, the only way that we're able to get you up at the front is that we have one position available on the front page. We're only allowed to work with one charter to fill that position. Our qualifiers, like Nick, when he reached out to you today, our qualifying agents pick the best charters with the best reviews to be on the front page because obviously the people with the best reviews are the most successful on the front page, right? We're all consumers here, and we know from a marketing standpoint, when you have a great track record in your area, we expand the visibility of the amount of people that can see you, right? Then you're obviously going to do very well. So we only are allowed to work with one charter in one area at one time. That's it. We guarantee that we're able to get you on the front page and keep you there because we're not working with any of your competition and competing against our own keywords that we're optimizing for your Google My Business profile. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I'm just trying to look out for myself because
Of course.
I'm the one that's done all of this and
Yeah.
um, had a lot of discomfort buying groceries for a few years. So I don't really feel like paying someone because if it weren't for all of that time, right, and all of that effort on my own, then I wouldn't have these reviews to begin with.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, that's.
I guess if you want to give
I feel
me if you want to give me a pitch on like how much it costs and
sure.
and what the end result is for me because I know what goes into it. I get a lot of calls from effectively companies that are benefiting from the work I've already done, and it's nothing against the international economy, but um,
I
it's just
understand what
it's
you're
a
saying.
tough pill to swallow.
Do you feel that you're being preyed upon by these companies? That they're benefiting off of your success?
Well, you look at like Fishing Booker, for example.
Yeah, they're taking 20%.
Right, and if they didn't exist, I mean, there. If you look at like SEO as a pie, which it is, because it's you only get one search page, and they're buying up certain portions of that pie,
Right.
then if they didn't exist, so they don't benefit me at all. They detract. They take from my revenue when they actually do
Right.
book a trip with me, but they also just make it harder for people to find me because they're the ones found more easily.
Understood. Yeah, I completely, it's 50-50. I work with a lot of charters, Ellis, and, 50% love it, 50% hate it for the exact same reason.
Yeah.
50% like it because they don't have to deal with the clients, or booking the trips. They can go straight to the website. The other half, just like you, they don't like the fact that they're dipping into their pocket when they're booking a trip through them, right? So I can tell you this, if Fishing Booker didn't exist, Ellis, people would be finding charters on Google. Guaranteed,
Right.
right? Guaranteed, no doubt about it. And I can tell you that the majority, when it comes this time of year, right, because you have a limited season, right, usually March through like the end of June, right, or July, for a lot of charters that I talk to on this side of the continent, right. Um, they run ads, they run a service like this. They're on Fishing Booker, they're on every single avenue they can because they have a short window of opportunity to capture as much business as they can, right? So, uh, you know, for this service, Ellis, it's a month-to-month service. We do keep in mind, right? We work with a lot of charters. We work with every business category in Google, right? Wedding officiants, photographers, real estate agents, you name it. I put them on the front page. And with that, it's a month-to-month service. You're not locked into a commitment period. There's no cancellation fees in the event that you run this service for a couple of months, you get booked out for the rest of your season. You have the freedom to make those adjustments without any cancellation fees. It's a flat rate every month, Ellis, of $150.
So, so not that I think that offer or service is not worth it, because it certainly is, probably for almost every other guide service, maybe except for me. Um, I kind of run things a little differently, and have been trying to build my client base and what I'm doing around a specific type of fishing, and sort of an approach that is unique to me. Um,
Okay.
so it might not be a slam dunk for the fishing guide or fishing charter in Johnson City.
Okay. I respect where you're coming from, Ellis. Um, well, I can tell you the whole reason that you got to me in the first place was because you said you were looking for an increase in business, right? This is a tried and true method that I work with a lot of charters, Ellis. Regardless of your unique approach of how you're taking your business, right? Being up at the top of the front page where you're having the lion's share of the leads, you get to share that experience with people that are looking for it, right? By all means, continue the word of mouth and the organic things that you're doing, but there is nothing wrong with elevating the amount of people that see you, right? You have outstanding reviews. We know from a marketing standpoint, it's going to take one person to call you off of Google next month and book a charter with you to offset the cost of the service and put some money in your pocket, right? Based on your reviews in the area, Ellis, you're going to get a lot more than just one inshore charter.
Yeah.
Every month off. Wait,
Hey, is there any way? Can I just think about this for a little bit? And I'm doing a good amount of work with